Okay, I'm going to start this video, which the beginning of the title will be Make Chicken Broth, Make Chicken Stock, probably stock, Make Chicken Stock with Love. Okay? But before we get on to that, and the chili that I haven't made yet, we're going to talk about current events when it comes to these flying so-called drones in the United States of America, namely, although they've been sighted in other places in the world. So, of course, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking AI, artificial intelligence. I'm thinking psychological warfare in preparation of the next level up, whatever that may mean, because it could be just higher costs at the grocery store. I'm just saying. And then I'm like, okay, well, they keep showing us these pictures with these blobs of light bopping around, and you know, I want to take it to exposure. So I'm like, oh, do you really want to do that? You know, you got the other stuff you got to work on, and it can get cumbersome, and it can get grueling, and it creates long videos because, you know, you don't want to, you know, do, what do you call that, Photoshop shit. You just want to do things on the fly and keep it simple on yourself. But okay, so well, you know what we're looking for here, because this is one of the pictures, I think drone number 3 picture, in terms of what I'd like to briefly take to exposure. And I just happen to be saving these images in a JPEG format, which I'll be able to take to this computer over here, this one, yeah, right, to take to exposure on the program that I have there. But just because I've done crap like this over the years, people, for different reasons, whether it was Debbie's house taken out with some freaking federal SWAT team that, I don't know, with that dude disappearing in that white hearse that was painted over to look like a, I don't know, I'm just saying. What do they call that? They call them death vans in China. Yeah, same kind of vehicle. The only thing is the glass, the tinted glass was painted over white. But the frame of the glass, if you look at the video, you can see that there's something behind that white paint, which would be the tinted glass. So we've got vehicles from China that drive around in China as a death squad, in terms of, if you know, in China, right? I want you to pay attention to this. This is why I'm going to put, I know I dropped the subject about China and death vans, but, right? Do you see this? You can slightly see something there. Okay? If you notice here, I'll bring this back. Where's my finger? There it is. If you notice here, do you see this? That's an anomaly. That, where's my finger? Is an anomaly. There's another one, slight. Okay. So in China, and you can see how uniform. Let's see what's going on. There you go. You can see how uniform goes down this way, up and around, because whatever this is seems like it's wrapped around whatever is protruding here, which is parallel. There's the parallel line. There's the parallel line. There's the parallel, and you can see better than me. Oh my God. Do you hear that wind? Things have been crashing around out in my porch, and I got wind blowing in my house because the curtain that's covering up my sliding door got moved by the cats, and I went to the fridge, and I got all this wind blowing on me through the cracks of that freaking door. Okay, I'm just saying, do you see how uniform this is? All right, when I take this to exposure, you're really going to see it. And whatever this red thing is a wraparound. It's a wraparound of whatever this fucking thing is right here, okay? That's the first thing. And then, not to mention, we've got the line, right? And then over here, we've got another line with another one slowly but surely coming in. Well, we've got death fans that are made in China to go around executing people versus taking them to jail and doing it that way. They just roll up at your doorstep and say, okay, your number's been called, you're being executed, jump into the van and suck it up, buttercup, and swallow your bitter pill. And that's what people do in China. They just jump into those vans and allow themselves to be murdered. Oh, I'm sorry, executed. Yeah. And then they take that body from that van and they take it to a different van where they cremate it right there in the van. Well, across the street, what, in 2022, a week before I went blind, what did I capture with my camera? Some foreign freaking federal SWAT team showing up, blowing out Debbie's house with supposedly some dude inside that was running from the law, even though he had an ankle bracelet on his ankle and he never left the property. I'm just saying. Right? And they got this van rolling up after those goons all hovered around so you couldn't see who was walking by putting something in that van. But I'm out on my porch recording these guys looking inside the van with their freaking flashlights because they were so proud of themselves that they had to go see their trophy. I'm just saying. And then a week and a half, 2 weeks later, everybody's saying, oh no, the dude got away, he ran away. Oh, cops don't know where he is, which is a bunch of hogwash. He was in that death van. Same freaking style. The only thing is the one out here in British Columbia, Canada, had painted over the black tinted windows. Did a video on that. So what is the point of all that? Well, I don't know. This is either Project Bluebeam that we're looking at, which I have documented that in my yard as well through my camcord. I'm just saying. And that goes as far back as 2011, 2012. Yeah, with energy weapons going through my freaking yard. So this could be just nothing more than an illusion in terms of Project Bluebeam. Because if you notice, they only come out at night. Why? Right? And, you know, for all this speculation going on from, you know, from everyday common people to at the White House, nobody apparently knows what these things are, but nobody ever stops to think about taking it to exposure. To exposure. So I'm going to do that with this video, even though I'm talking about, what is that called? Even though I'm talking about chicken soup and chili. So hold on a minute. I'm going to save this and then we're going to find another picture and we're going to talk about it, because whether I do the exposure with this video in between making chicken stock with love, because I love my family and I want them to stay healthy, because we don't know what kind of bullshit's around us, and this is just one example, right? So no regrets with me doing the videos that I've been doing, because that's another thing I want to touch base on. So hold on a second. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through this for those that are paying attention, that is, or have some extra time and just want to fool around and try something different, or are really curious to get to the bottom of what we're dealing with here in terms of the overall bigger picture, the one that affects our grandkids and future grandkids, you know, the ones we never get to see, but they kind of just repopulate the planet with humans. That's what I'm trying to say here. So in the meantime, I don't know. There's only so much I can do with these videos in terms of length. But the first thing you do is you copy and paste. And I'm going to copy and paste this one because it shows a color here, a color there, something going on in there. Okay. Plus we've got this individual. We're not going to call him a person yet because we're not going to rule out that this could be... You know how it goes on the internet, people. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear half the time, right? I'm just saying. Okay, face number 1, face number 2, face number 3, face number 4, which kind of looks like they're all individuals. So at some point, when I take this stuff to exposure, we're just going to take a quick peek, and will the real robot please stand up? I'm just saying. We might get lucky and figure out something here, because you just never know with the stuff that you see when it comes to this stuff, because it's not that hard to take this shit to exposure. I don't believe the propaganda that they can't track these things with radar. They don't know where they're coming from. Yada. Okay? And you got a federal government that's completely nonchalant about it, outside of maybe pepping up their step, only because of public pressure. Other than that, they don't seem to give a rat's ass, which is pathetic. Is everybody waiting for Trump to come in? Like the you know, right? These are investigative reporters. Well, if you're investigating, take it to exposure. Then you're really going to start to see what's in those lights. I'm telling you, people, you can already see the line there. I already pointed it out. I went to copy and paste that picture. I thought I had it. I moved it, and now I can't find it. So what we're doing now, I think I saved this one. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I guess we're working on this for a little bit, right? You can already see the line in there. The pixels. You can see the pixels. You can see what's going on there. The closer I come with the camera, what happens is it gets over. But besides that point. Okay, so now I got it on. I should have this on slow speed. Okay, so let's just see. Well, we're going to grab a few more pictures. And then I'm just going to take them. No, you can see the line there too. There it is, right there. Okay. So what is that? Metal bars? In terms of a drone. Right? You can see it very pronounced. Right? What is that?
These look different.
It goes really fast, so I had to put it on slow speed, right? Because I'm looking for those lines again, because I didn't save that picture, I don't think. They're going to bring it to a big screen here in a second.
They look different. They almost look like U-shaped, or...
You can see it. It even looks like there's words on that. Honestly, there's something behind this. Okay, it's not just a solid red wrap. You could, if I don't know, you can see it. I can kind of see it. So this is a perfect one. Now it could be a reflection coming in from the red light, bouncing back, right? But you see, that's the beauty of look. What do we got right here? Something wanting to come in. Right here you can see it's kind of very defined. Do you see how this look? Do you see what's going on here? Do you see the color blue? I kind of see a blue. It could be a green. It could be a teal. It could be a turquoise. Either or, it's something there, which is probably another. There's two of them. There's one here and there's one behind it. And then this line, do you see how defined it is? Okay, and this is as is with another light on top. Okay, these are police colors. Do you see this? If this is deceiving, because they're bringing in colors that would normally people would associate with a policing department of sorts. Do you hear the news talking about that? No, they're just feeding into the fear factor of it, the hype, okay? This thing, whatever it is, seems to drop down and go under it as well. Look, you can see it's very straight line. You can't get any straighter than that. What do they call that? Perpendicular? I don't know. Parallel? I don't know. Those are parallel fucking lines here. There's a parallel line and there's a parallel line there. Same thing here. You can see it here on this side and you can see it on this side. There's no denying it. And then, now that I put it on to paint, that same picture looks kind of different, because from where I'm sitting here with my glasses on, okay, I see a round white circle a round white circle. I did not see that before. Maybe if I bring it in real close with the camera, which again can affect the lens, but besides that, because you'll start because of the right, but besides that point, I'm going to save this one because, or I'm already saving it, and through exposure we'll probably see this where you've got a full circle here of bright light, you've got a full circle. Let me see if I can find something with a little more fine, you know how I'm like a pen or something, you know, a little pointer of sorts, right? What can I use? It's got to be just something close by, simple to use. Here, yeah, okay. All right. Here is a dark spot. Do you see that? 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Something is illuminating off of, okay? There's that. You can see, very defined. Okay? Very defined. Policing colors. Those are police colors. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I'm back where I left off. This is the only way. So now we're going to turn it back on and let it run. I'm on picture number 5 now, right? I don't want to do too many of these. Andre, when I'm talking, please be quiet. You heard me. We want this one looks kind of like eyeballs. Where's that pencil? Oh my God. That's the thing about, you have something in your hand, you put it down, and because when you want to pick it up, you can't see it where you put it down. You know you put it down here on the table, on the desk, but I have to feel for it before I can actually see the stupid thing. The pen that is. I don't know where the hell it went. Here it is. Again, it's kind of uniform. I don't know how much you're going to see here, but you've got whatever that's red is wrapping around it. And if you look here, look, do you see? Do you follow the tip of the pen? Look, do you see? Do you see how it gets darker and it curls? Okay, and we got it kind of starting up in this corner as well. I don't want to save this one because I don't want to do this too much. All right, because in my mind, the way I see it, is going to be just enough to provoke people to get even more paranoid, more stressed out, more willing to comply to whatever the direction will be that comes out of this in terms of positions of authority and how they're going to control the mass hysteria of the general population, especially if these things begin to attack. I'm just saying, right? Right now they're just the psychological warfare aspect around it in terms of the mystery is, you know, up in the forefront with the being hesitant, right? Hesitancy. You know, you're being hesitant. You're reluctant to settle for an answer in regards to they're harmless. They'll just go away on their own when they're done doing whatever it is they're doing. Just ignore them. Kind of like a homeless person on the street, only these ones live up in the sky. Just walk on by and ignore them. The problem will go away by itself, right? I'm just saying, right? And then, you know, once people get a bee in their bonnet that, you know, we're under attack, or, you know, that hesitancy is reinforced over and over and over, you know, making people paranoid, right? Making people suspicious, just like they did in 2020 when they brought in their mandates and their orders and all that crap, okay? Lockdowns. Yeah, this is YouTube, so you got to make sure it's child-friendly. Yeah, okay. Sure. All right, let's just pay attention.
V-shapes.
I'm just trying to catch a couple more pictures. That's all I want.
They did.
I have to pay attention.
Make
What whatever that line is, it's kind of stays, but only becomes pronounced at certain angles. There. No denying it. Absolutely no denying it. Obviously, reflection is playing a role, but whatever that is still there too. But we know there's two of them though, because we've already isolated down one circle and another circle. Okay? I'm just saying. With this one here, this circle seems to be very uniformed, but something's in front of it. Or what? Behind it? I don't know. Okay, I don't profess to know everything there is to know when it comes to exposure and dimensions and all that stuff. But as I'm looking at this, it's a 2D, right? A JPEG, JPG format for images, right? Is a 2D, I don't know, dimensional picture, I suppose. Right now we've got 6 to play with. Okay, so we're going to save this. But before we do that, we're going to see what other, because, well, they all say 2D. A PNG is a 2D too. But I can't use a PNG on my Roxio 2000 or whatever it was. Yeah. I think I can use a bitmap. GIFs are usually for animations. Anyway, it's a 2D. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to get another one. We do this on the fly. Right. This is what people should be doing with better technology. All right. Okay. So now we're just going to turn it back on and see what we can get.
Yes.
See, whatever it is, it moves with it, because this was over here, it moved over there, it's still there. And another one is coming up from behind, I think. Alright. Yeah, there's another one. So that whatever this circle is probably encased with something. There's a bar of some kind here, and this one here pops up. I see it every now and then. Just lightly. Yeah. There.
People
What's going on now? What happened? Oh
and in some other state.
Okay. I don't know if that's supposed to be the moon, and these things are coming in. So maybe what we'll do is we'll take a picture of this. Yeah. You see, it's only in a flash of a second. That's how they trick you with this shit, people, I'm telling you. Okay, they import this stuff within seconds. A camcorder takes a frame, and within that frame, which is one click, less than a second, if you've got 60 seconds in a second, 60 seconds in a minute. You got 60 seconds within a second, and another 60 seconds within a minute. And then you've got 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours in a day. Within seconds and frames, okay. This is why I turn off the camera sometimes.
They didn't.
See? It's as clear as day. Yeah. Maybe I should see. It's the same. Yeah, I'm going to save this one. That's the one I was looking for that I had, and I actually didn't save it, so that's exactly what I wanted to save. And of course, we know there's something going on in here. Where's my finger? All right. Okay, so I saved that picture, this one right here. So now we're just going to pick up where we left off. I'm on number 7 picture already. Now, the thing about this stuff is sometimes you have to crop it and then make it larger. Yeah, and then take it under exposure. Yeah. Do you see even more? Yeah, you sure do.
Make a sound.
Okay, so now we're going to come in with that moon, and that's going to be the last picture on this one. And maybe I'll do this with 1 or 2 other videos just here and there, just as a comparison, right? And then, I don't know, we'll see what comes out of it, right? All I see is just psychological warfare to geek up the general population, because the majority of people are, like, ignorant in terms of naive, and they're also very highly uneducated, and when you get that cortisol going in there with, you know, it's sparking here and sparking there because of the stressors in life with no affordable housing and, you know, food costs going up, everything going up, blah, 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 right? It's just whatever. It's just, that makes them even more vulnerable to be gullible, right? We're just removing some of that gullibility out of the propaganda that we're seeing here, okay? Because definitely there's some kind of propaganda going on. Are they, is the government the higher up in terms of the ones that control the planet, I suppose you could say? The New World Order guru, whatever you want to call them, mother effers, putting it out there that we're being invaded by so-called aliens to cover up the fact that their robotoids are already walking amongst us and being employed in positions like a coroner, for example, in the province of British Columbia, Canada, right? So that we don't pay attention to that because we're too fixated on the skies, with the propaganda being saying, well, you got to do this, this, and this, because if you don't, you know, your house is going to be shot out of the fucking cement blocks that it's sitting on because of these things. Who knows? Like, what? They're just going to up and disappear? Are they just going to up and disappear and not be a topic in 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 5 months from now, a year from now? Like, where does this lead us? In terms of... okay, let's just focus on this moon. Let's get the moon. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a moon.
Don't end in some other.
Alright. Yeah. And look how it just comes into frame. Now this isn't slow speed, and I bet you this is all in less than a freaking minute. Because you're dealing with seconds within seconds. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know exactly what the frame rate is on this. Oh my lord, should I do it twice or once? I'm just going to do it once. This stuff makes me annoyed. You don't even know.
There's it's
What does it say? Monday marks the 26th anniversary of Phoenix Lights events. May consider it the largest mass UFO sighting in the world. Okay. Okay. The power of words. Yeah, see, now it's fading out. Oh, now it's fading out. Yeah, it sure is. You don't get every frame on YouTube. You need a special editor that allows you to see the frame by frame by frame. And I have one like that, only I don't have it installed in anything. It's Pro Shop 10 or something like that. It works with the FVA files, which are different. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I just brought it back just a tad, and this is the one we're going to save here. Okay? But this is being shown to the public within a split second of a second in between whatever's being recorded in general. What am I doing? Oh, what is that? No, move that. Okay, we're just saving it. And we'll put it into paint. And we'll take this one under exposure. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this part. It's going to take me a while to take that stuff to exposure and yada yada, right? Because, it's time consuming, and we can't forget about my eyes. They get burnt out, and I only have so much time to do certain things. So we're working on it. That's so you can see that I'm going to be working on it. And while I'm working on that, this is what I'm going to do. Now, this is my video, Cement Trucks, A War in Canada, Build in Those Calories, okay? December 11th of 2024. Now, this video is part 2 of this video, although I haven't even gotten anywhere near to making chili. But we're going to work a little bit on it today and try and get it cooked up tomorrow, and maybe canned with some chicken stock the next day. Okay, I'm just saying. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do other things, as well as I'm going to think and work on this stuff, which brings me to, if you notice in my description box, okay, they get their bonus, Ministry of Tears, February 6th of 2000, that's when the video was posted onto YouTube, so it was in approximate around that time, a day or two, maybe before I put the video up, either or. It was in February of early part of February in 2013 when I did this video, okay, and that was number 35. I'm having to backtrack because I've decided that I want the post dates, right? Or at least now when I make videos, if you notice, I always say what the date is, like in terms of it's December 14th of 2024 at the time of making this video, right? Where these ones were maybe this February 4th, and by the time I got it uploaded onto YouTube, that was the post date, because I never did put my dates in my videos, because, I mean, who was to know that 11 years later, it doesn't seem like it's important, but it kind of is, right? Because I took it from January right to the end of December or so, but I'm having to, okay, so either or. And then they get their bonus, right? Ministry of Tears. Christy Clark Family Day, Ministry of Tears, February 14th. What are they protecting Andre from? Ministry of Tears, February 16th, right? And then we've got Social Services did this, Ministry of Tears, February 18th, 2013, number 45. This one here, ShaMay recorded. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that on, because you know my feelings on this, people, and I said I'd do it. Okay? I said I'd do it, and I'm going to do it.
My name is ShaMay.
Because whatever's going on in the world is messed up, right? Nobody signed up for this mind effery. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Age 20.
I didn't sign up to be a cow. And then told I was a human. Just saying. I'm looking for a good picture that I can copy and paint and take to exposure. But
It is.
I also want you to notice her jawline. Okay. Now, I could take that picture, but it seems kind of really blurry.
February 17th on
Okay, let's see if we can find something here. Just something. Because as I'm doing those drones, I am going to do her face and start building on a portfolio to compare to what was laying on that hospital bed. And I will prove to you that she was embalmed illegally, I might add. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Why is her face so close? What happened?
Oh my god.
Where is she? There she is. Okay. I'll put this video into the description box because... Andre? I'm talking for a minute. Andre? Andre?
Yeah.
I'm talking for a minute. Can you please stay quiet? Okay? You're gonna be on that thing for freaking hours. Right? So why don't you give me some courtesy, please? Alright. I'm looking for a speaker here. I moved... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I moved this... I'm trying to make us... I'm trying to gear myself up for this, right? I have no place to put this camera. I'm just being kind of like whatever right now. Oh my lord. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to go and make my chicken stock with love and work on my prep for chili and wash some jars and fill up some jars and call it a day. I went to the Christmas Bureau today. It was very nice. I spoke to a lady. She was telling me about some friend of hers that has a beautiful car and da-da-da-da, and, going blind. His eye specialist said that's it. He may be lucky to see something for 2 years. That's it. He won't be able to see his beautiful car or nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I know how that feels. Yeah. I told her, thank you very much for giving me moral support. Because it was nice. I should have taken all those toys that are sitting on my porch in a bloody box. And I should have donated it to the Christmas Bureau. It didn't even dawn on me. Next year. If I haven't given them away to somebody else by that time, I'll make sure everything's all nice and clean and I'll just do that. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to copy and paste this for sure. And as I'm working on my videos, show your Nana some courtesy, Andre. I am going to take these pictures under exposure. Now, I've been, I don't know, getting these weird, what do you call it? Videos to watch through my main page in terms of suggested videos. And it kind of making me think that whatever is stalking me on the internet when it comes to AI and YouTube staff and my government, they're kind of fucking with my head, right? Because we know my channel's being severely shadow banned. After this video, especially if I take it to exposure, it might even be more shadow banned. Because, whoever's running the show here is not going to want the public to catch a clue that it's that simple to take it to exposure if you really want to see what you're looking at and get a better idea of it, right? You know what I'm saying? But, of course, the media won't show you that part because it will expose too much. That's why it becomes propaganda, in my opinion. There's just a lot of old okie dokie, right? Smoke and mirrors. Dog and pony show, I think that's what they call it. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Miss ShaMay's not there. What happened? That didn't pay attention to what you're doing. So, we know that I am working on my playlist. This is the other thing I wanted to just mention, right? And then we're going to get into chicken. We're going to start with the chicken and get it cooking for the night. And we're going to make some rich chicken stock. Yeah. So I am making an effort to work on my playlist. But as I'm doing that, I know I'm being shadow banned by YouTube. And there's some sort of, I don't know, something going on with messing with my psyche to make it feel, for me, like I'm insignificant, especially on YouTube, being that my views are so low. I'm just saying. As they show me videos, oh, come on, what's going on? As they show me videos where they're talking about what, old people like, right? When they're old, right? You get older, right? Your priorities begin to change. And, in like one video I seen where there was the wise old man, sitting up somewhere in the countryside with his villagers around him within the community per se. Right? It wasn't a very large community. It was enough for him to kind of know everybody in the hood, but completely different lifestyle than if you were in the inner city compared to out in the, in the country kind of thing, in some developing country of all place, right? Totally different lifestyles to live. And the advice was, why is ShaMay's picture not staying? What is going on? I see it right here. Maybe it's just... Okay, she's right there. I see her picture. I'm going to put save as... I'm confused. Save as an image. And I'll put this right with the drones. This will be drone number 9. Because I do believe ShaMay's skin was harvested. I do. I can prove her teeth were harvested. Taken out of her mouth. I can prove that. And this is why I'm walking you through it. Will it ever get me justice? No. Will it ever get ShaMay justice? No. Will it help to save lives in the future? Perhaps. Will it ever make a difference in the great grand scheme of things? That's unknown. We don't know. All I know is I think I got a pretty damn good case, and I shouldn't drop the ball. So while that's happening, I get these stupid videos where we got elderly people saying, oh, don't talk about your family secrets. Don't tell people how vulnerable you are with a health issue. Because as soon as you tell people how vulnerable you are, they start to take advantage of it. If you talk about your issues as a family in terms of, like when my son was throwing all that shit out and, and Marina was doing it or whatever, or when Tisha's having his fit, and I come and I talk about it on YouTube, I do it in terms of a way that is for moral support for other families that could be going through what my family has either gone through or is going through and could very well go through again, just so that you can, survive and have a semblance of a family after the fact of whatever damages that family, which in many cases are outside influences, and that's why I talk about what's happened. So right now I'm in 2013, how and why Sierra died. Well, if you're doing really well, You have a beautiful child. You feel the best that you felt that you have in the last 12, 13, 14 years of your life because of, not doing drugs. And then all of a sudden you, out of the blue, wake up one day and you find yourself outside homeless in the middle of winter with no place to go. Little bit of food, little bit of money in your pocket, but not much because mom can't give you everything that you need because whatever she gave you was at home that you were removed from illegally. That's an outside influence that influenced my family in a very negative way, and I have a right to speak about it. So when I see shit like that, well, just keep your dirty family secrets to yourself and just, be wise and don't talk and just, don't tell people that, you're struggling with this and struggling with that. Be strong because, if you want to not be pestered when you're in old age, that's the best way to do it. Well, whatever. There's a fine line to it, people, and perhaps if I would never have done the foundation, I wouldn't be so aggressive or adamant or whatever you want to label me as in terms of, why doesn't she shut up? Well, I don't shut up because I've walked the talk and, Andre, be quiet. I don't foresee a very good future for my grandkids. I just don't. And as for my kids, well, they're basically adults in terms of what's left, right? And, they're hip to something is up, right? I mean, ultimately it's going to take them years to finally get the truth of the matter, if they ever freaking do. And if they listen to their mom, and not be afraid to face the truth and actually go out of your way to seek the truth. And if you find something that you don't like, stand up against that truth and fight for justice versus just putting your tail between your legs and listening to the propaganda and follow the crowd and jump off the freaking balcony or be shaken off it or, be pushed off or kicked off down the mountain or just fucking go run off the cliff, whatever. Because whatever hype is going on with these drones, it's going to lead into some sort of, I don't know, mass hypnosis through subliminal suggestions, being inundated through frame at a frame. Because we all know that in the days back when they brought out TV and imported their advertisement with Beaver? What was that show? Beaver Cleaver? Cleaver Beaver or something? Or the Walton family? Or, those wholesome, the good old beginning Star Trek movies with Captain Kirk? Those runs, right? They just, a split second, that's all it took. That's subliminal messaging. And that shit's illegal. They're still doing it, I'm telling you. And I'm showing you how they're doing it through these frames. All right, stay focused. So and I'm like, okay, because I'm going through my and I'm listening to my videos right now. I'm listening to them, each one, and I'm putting them into several different playlists. Because it all played a factor in the demise of my family as being a happy family compared to being one that's half gone now and miserable. What's gone is gone, and what's left behind is somewhat miserable because, first of all, we don't know when the next attack is going to come because it's going to come somewhere along the way because it's been coming. And that's the point. Not too many people can talk about that because they're embarrassed about it. Or they feel like, oh, it's a family, don't talk about, whatever, right? Because, you get judgment casted on. Well, fuck, you already had judgment casted on you because your family's been basically destroyed through other people's actions that are never get held to account for their actions, right? Because a lot of these perpetrators are within our public union sector, our governments, on all levels of government, state, provincial, municipal, county, and federal. Right. So, if there would have been no nonprofit, maybe my family wouldn't have been targeted. Yeah. Maybe we would have been one of the lucky ones that just weren't targeted. But because there was a nonprofit that put me out in the public, where I kind of learned to have to be a public speaker to one degree or another, right? Nobody ever gave me a script but I had to put myself out in those park events, to which I'm watching little clips of the park events and stuff. There's a part of me that wants to do the park when I watch those things, because it brings me back to the better days when my children were all happy and alive, and, you know, and yeah. And then the other hand is, I don't know if I want to spend the money, go through the rigmarole to end up with nothing, but after I look at these videos, I end up with really good memories. They're sad memories because ShaMay's not here anymore. Sierra's not here anymore, because you have to remember there's park events and stuff that we did in 2012. We did a park event in Holly Park in 2012 in July, or what? Yeah, it was July. And then in September we did the little event outside of Bingy's restaurant and the health food store. And then by December, Sierra was homeless and strung out on drugs. How does that work? And it was all at the hands of one person, making threat after threat after threat. And that's what 2013 shows. Right? And there's no shame to my game, because it was completely wrong what happened to my family. And it altered the direction of my family in a bad kind of way, in terms of it took a long time to bounce back and heal from that when Andre came home. And even then, we were just starting the process of healing and repairing ourselves as a family, not to mention what was going on with Sierra. And then they turned around and they took John. And you know the rest of the story. That person sitting up in some fucking mountain, countryside freaking community, telling everybody, oh, don't talk about your family secrets in your fucking hut. Yeah, well, you know, motherfucker, like your flock is a very small flock in terms of, you know, your community is isolated, and you can walk along your, you know, among your peers within the community, or just whatever, people in the community, and that's the realm of his world in terms of, you know, what more does he have to live for? What does his life represent? What has he provided to the world other than to people to tell them to shut up when bad things happen to them? When I tell you, don't shut up. If something bad happened to you at the hands of somebody else, this is where you need to stand up and fight back. Speak out about it. Take it to court. Rally the troops. Educate people. Warn people. Right? And I'm like, why is YouTube putting these kind of videos up in my face? Oh, well, I have no friends. Oh, I want to watch that video. I have no friends on YouTube except maybe 3. Right? Deb kicked rocks, right? Because she wanted to bully me, and I wouldn't allow her to bully me. So she said, fuck you, and she just took off. So you can't consider Deb to be, whoever Deb is. Like, how many Debs are there in the world? As if we'd ever know who Deb was. But besides that point, she's no longer my friend. We still got Bailey, and we've got Shelly, right? Truly amazing, right? Forever, I can't remember the other username. And then, I don't know, every now and then Lucy pops in, but other than that, 1 or 2. There's another lady there. She lost her daughter. All right, she's got a couple sons left. She likes to try and critique me from time to time. Or at least she's strongly opinionated about things that she's got to say, which is fine, because I'm strongly opinionated with the things that I got to say too, right? So what I'm trying to say is, whatever video I have made since the beginning of my journey when it comes to quote-unquote YouTube belongs to my children and grandchildren after I'm gone. So if somebody comes in there and wants to start misconstruing truths for an agenda so that they can capitalize and make money off of my family story, no. My kids can come in there and shut them down under copyright this, trademark that, whatever. I told Tisha I want to make my little cookbook for him. She goes, well, my book. She said, what kind of book are you want to making for Amari? I said, well, you know, how to look after a disabled child. Like, it's hard, right? It's not easy. Obviously, a cookbook for children that suffer from constipation and children who suffer from diarrhea. That's a well-meaning book. It's just, I don't know how I'm going to put it together, right, with my circumstances. You know, the clock is ticking on that one. And, but besides that point, I'm going to talk about it, you know, and if it ever happens as it sells, that money can go towards looking after Andre and Amari. That's what I told her. Yeah. So in the meantime, these videos, I'm watching each and every one of them. I'm going down through memory lane. And in some ways it's good because it does motivate me to want to do the park event this year, not only for myself and my family, just to get back a little bit of something that we had and to be able to reinforce that memory that I guess you could say we were good people. We weren't what Tamika Johnson has to say about us being this, that, and everything else under the sun that's negative, just so that she could cover her tracks and how she participated with the murder of my daughter with her brother. Because Julian didn't do it by himself. Right? And of course, the more we talk about ShaMay, and I bring to the surface the exposure behind what's underneath that skin that's laying up on that hospital bed, we're going to understand why her murder was covered up. So it's all multifaceted, and being that they're bringing in freaking UFOs now, well, I'll work on that too. A little bit here, a little bit there. You're going to get it in bits and batches. Because right now, I want to focus on my chicken and make some beautiful broth. I'm probably can up a couple of quart-sized jars this time. I don't know what we got here. Because it's either do all that, or, I guess it is 9. Just stop doing everything. In terms of videos. This is a nice picture. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take several. Several pictures of ShaMay. I'm going to take them to exposure as a comparison as I piece things together. Yeah. I don't know. Or we'll just put it on normal. Speed back on normal. Okay. We'll get one more.
Go on a rampage, because that's also what she does. She goes on rampages. What I was saying is, when she's here.
Okay, now you have to keep in mind, she was 17 years old here, so she was still had a little bit of her baby fat on her. Alright? You can see her teeth. Do you see her teeth? Do you see how wide her mouth is? I can't stress it enough. Okay, so I saved this one, I'm pretty sure, because basically not only are we going to look at the teeth through exposure, but we're going to look at her jawline, people, because after they were done doing whatever they did in the hospital, all this was way down there. She had big-ass jowls. Not only that, but it was pulling so much in here. I can show you on one of the pictures. I have 3 or 4 different pictures to choose from, and including from a small video that my son took as he was saying goodbye to his sister when he found out that she was apparently quote-unquote brain dead. No, she was embalmed because in those pictures, which I saved under a different format through that other program, you can see in here the skin being pulled because of the decomposition as the jaw itself was dropping, and then they had to suture up the mouth. But pay attention. All right. In this picture, there is no denying the teeth. And if you take it to exposure, you'll probably even see a small outline of the upper teeth. So for her teeth to completely disappear when her body was in that hospital is beyond comprehension, considering what they were telling us. All right.
Anyway.
And clearly what they did to Sierra affected my kids. So much so that we got some little black chick running around every now and then talking on about things she knows nothing about in terms of the experiences that ShaMay went through due to no fault of her own. All right. Because you know, the more I talk about ShaMay, that thing is just going to come crawling out of a freaking hole, right? You know that, right, people? She's itching. Mm-hmm. No justice, no peace. Julian being shot down in a gas station isn't justice. Where the justice will come is holding the government to account. For their participation in the acts of illegal organ harvesting for nefarious reasons. And robotoids is one of those reasons. Yeah.
Anyways, that was...
Oh yeah, I wanted to say that she's looking directly into the screen. Not so much the camera lens. She's looking at herself in the screen as she's talking. Because she did turn the camera around. So that camcord was recording her directly. Now, if she's got makeup on, and she put it on through different layers of makeup, like women do, I can show you the different layers of the makeup as it's being applied through exposure. If she had a face mask on, take her face to exposure, you might see that coming through too, depending on where she put the face mask. Yeah, because it leaves a residue behind. I'm just saying.
Was my room?
I don't know what time. It doesn't look like she's got any makeup on. She's only 17 years old. Okay? When they took Andre, she was 17. People. Pulling in honors. And by February, they took him on January 15th. And by February, because I'm listening to my videos, video from video from video, and I'm already mentioning that she doesn't want to do schoolwork. And the teachers are apparently calling me saying, hey, what's going on? And, you know, public humiliation. They took Andre. What can I say? My daughter's depressed. We're all feeling suicidal. And then along comes Tamika Johnson-Dixon. Oh, yeah, ShaMay was suicidal. She did it to herself. Oh, yeah, you're a lousy mom, Judy Charney. Yeah. What do they say? Let old dogs lay? I'll never be an old dog. And even if I am, you know how it rolls. I just want one more picture.
And it's kind of hard to talk right now because...
Okay, I'm gonna end it on this one in terms of later I'll come back to this. Okay, you see where I'm going with this. Okay, I'm gonna have a comp. What did they call that? I don't know how to pronounce the word. Oh my lord, I hate it when I stumble over my words. You know, it's a collection of, right, similar pictures or similar things to make a point, right? You walk through each one to show the similarities between them, not so much the differences as you are trying to show the similarities. Her mouth, I'm telling you people, is not very open. Look where her teeth are. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay, so the mystery may be solved. Maybe I don't have to take things to exposure. Maybe people have already figured out what the heck is going on. So there's this little video that I'm listening to before I start this chicken with love. And I just thought I'd let you hear it for a second, right?
During the 80s, when the Russian program, the nuclear program, was dismantled, there was a lot of missing nuclear material. And in fact, I know people close.
So it's being speculated that the Russian pipeline is slowly but surely dropping off utensils into the United States of America, so a religious group, that organized religion, can pick them up and do an homeland attack, I suppose, of sorts.
To me, that aided in trying to hunt down some of that material back then. So this brings up an even more concerning situation when you consider what I have just learned about these shipping containers or vehicles, and these drones are now sniffing. They are sniffing for the signature of these devices. So
who's sniffing?
When I saw this clip, I said, holy cow, it's not like it's a big secret anymore. People are connecting the dots on their own. Citizen journalists are doing the homework that the mainstream media just can't do anymore, because they are outdated dinosaurs. Let's listen to what John Ferguson has to say, CEO of Saxon Aerospace.
When I built this simple DI...
Hold on. Okay. It is recording, right? Yeah. Alright, we're back.
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody, so
I suppose if I have an opinion, we can give this dude. I guess it's a 9-minute video. I don't know if I want to sit here for 9 minutes and listen to it. It might be easier just to provide the link, right? Try not to lose the link to this video, and then you can watch it for yourself. But we'll listen for a little while longer anyway.
You know, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay? We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high level.
How could he possibly say that? They were there, they went missing, nobody knows where they really are. And then what did he say? He said the complete opposite, as if they weren't there, right? Like, seriously, man, these people, they speak with forked tongue, I swear. So where are we at with this? 1901. So let's take it back to 1850 in terms of time and catch what he said again.
Okay. We don't know where they are.
We don't know where they are.
Maybe somebody does.
Maybe somebody does. Well, if you don't know where they are, and they did exist, and they actually did disappear, and that's a fact, then somebody knows where they are. It's not a maybe. They didn't poof disappear, nothing moved except them, and everything else stayed behind. Okay? They either existed or they didn't. They either disappeared or they didn't. If the United States of America and that system, in terms of the industrial, the war industrial complex, if they don't know where they are, well, somebody does.
But nobody really knows where these are.
Well, nobody on your end.
And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it.
Yeah, war fatigue. And you haven't gone into a full-fledged war yet. Although we're in a war in our countries. Just by the very fact of being forced out of our houses like garbage out onto the streets so everybody can point fingers at you and say you did it to yourself as the property developers and the crooked politicians get rich. Yeah. With ghost accounts.
Okay. Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the interstate. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Okay.
And whatever. So, and do I think that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are gas powered with electric, but those can still only fly for a short period of time. There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multi-copter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that thinks, directly to the negative. However, I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. So
what is he saying? He's looking for dirty bombs? These things are looking for dirty bombs? It's the government doing a good deed on the general population to protect them, to sniff out dirty bombs that disappeared and nobody knows where they are? That's kind of what I gather in a nutshell.
Anyway, let me know what you think of this video. I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to...
We've got, what do you call that? Other people saying that there's a pipeline that's flooding the country with paraphernalia so that, a religious organized group can pick up that paraphernalia and take it to the next level. I'm like, come on. All right.
I mean, they would love to throw this nation into chaos right now. They do not want President Trump to get into office. He won that election.
Of course, it always goes back to him. Okay. So now I'm listening to Canadian Prepper, and he's pretty much saying the same thing that I just said in relation to what that other person just said on their YouTube channel. So basically, it's being stated, this is what a nuclear detection drone looks like. Basically, it's being stated that people that understand this technology have come to the kind of conclusion, in their opinion, that these are sniffer drones looking for dirty bombs that are in storage that were smuggled into the United States through whatever method to activate the next level of a world war. Basically, yeah. And that these drones are meant to pick up on the radiation that these dirty bombs, missiles that went missing years and years ago, omit. Yeah. Which would be something to do with the federal government in the United States in terms of that military complex. Yeah, right? Military-industrial complex. Right? Homeland Security. And the reason they're not telling the public is because they don't want the public to panic, go to the grocery stores and do whatever people do when they're panicking, or whatever, being all paranoid about bombs that could potentially be exploded right in their neighborhood. That's basically the gist of what I'm getting, right? As to why these things are hovering around at the rate that they're hovering around. But the thing is, they're also apparently in other countries. So, oh yes, and then it all comes down to the common denominator of crashing the economy so that the American dollar crashes, right? And then you break the country through that, and we go into another depression of sorts, and then they can bring in their digital currency, right, and so on and so on and so on. So it's there's that word again, complicate. Complement. Oh no! I need to look up the word and break it up into syllables. Everything joined together. Follow the dots. Right.
Fits.
Now, actually, I should take a picture of this and put that under exposure and compare it to what we get with the other stuff that I did. So maybe I'll do that. Hold on. Okay, so we're just cooking up this ground pork in the frying pan. You can see what I fried it up on low, medium low. And now I put some water in there and just bring it to a boil and just let it simmer for a little while to release the grease. And then cool it and then put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge. So all that grease that you released from that fatty pork is going to come to the surface, and then you take that off, and then you can put the pork into your chili, because that's what I'm going to do. And then I've got the beef meatballs, but because I cooked them in the convection oven, and I used Worcestershire sauce. I don't know. They got a little dark on the upper part of them, but whatever, it'll be fine. But they're in little meatballs, so whether they hold their shape or not, well, I'm going to put them in at the very end, so chances are they'll hold their shape, or this will just be in the so-called chili, right, as is. And because I'm kind of like, I'm not with it. And I'm using my big pot over here for these chicken backs. You know, they're just right? And a couple of legs, well, 4 legs. Andre been going in and out and whatever. That's what you did, Andre. You went into that freezer with those freezies, and you didn't close my freezer, and stuff in there started to melt. No, not good enough. Stay out of that freezer until I empty out some of the stuff in it. Seriously, things were in there starting to unthaw, man. I have to take it out. Put it in the pot there. It was some turkey or something, so some turkey pieces that basically unthawed are in there. And then there's a little bit of salmon. Anyway, we went to the store the other day and got freezies. That's what it was. He went into the freezer and always moving the things around for me. So it's important that you defat as much as you can anyway, right? To some degree or another. Okay, what is it? December 15th of 2024. I'm getting on it. This is going to be lots of chili, and we're going to can some. That's that chicken broth, which I'm going to taste right now, because I just turned it off. Kind of tired.
It's all familiar.
I'm going to let this cool down. We're going to let this cool down.
No, I've never been in this room before.
Oh.
But this is the only child's room in the house.
Oh, I don't remember this room. Well, I remember I took naps, though, upstairs in this room.
I like it better when I do a whole bird. That was just the carcass of the bird and 4 legs and a little bit of turkey that was unthawed in my freezer.
But I had my own room.
But it's hot right now, so I can't really taste it yet. But no, I like it. I think I like it better when I stew a whole bird for over 24 hours. That's really tasty. So hold on a minute. All right, so basically I'm just weighing things out as best as I can, just to get a general idea of what we've got in terms of ingredients and how we're putting it together, which will be 2 separate pots. Okay, there will be this pot. Ideally, I would like this pot, but I have to empty out this pot, which it needs to be degreased before I can it anyway, so whatever. That, when it cools down, will be put into other pots in the bowl and put in the fridge, and then I will have the 2 big pots, right? And I've already got the onions. The celery was a little bitter, so I didn't use as much celery as I actually wanted to. So we got some garlic in there, some celery in there, some onions in there, and corn. Same thing with this, basically equal amounts, right? This is 3 cups of dark red kidney beans. They soaked for almost 24 hours. Anyway, I'm going to cook them now, and then I'll divide them into 2 separate batches. And then if we need more after the fact, we could still open up 2 cans of canned kidney beans. Plus we've got the navy beans coming in with the, the baked beans from Heinz, right? Which I like, right? So this is going to be full. These, by the time by the time I'm pretty much done, they're going to be quite full because I'm trying to make it so I can just can some and be done with it, right? I'm just saying. I don't know exactly how fine-tuned this will be in terms of calorie count, because right now I'm just listing down the grammage per whatever, and you know, then you have to go in and look at how many calories are in so many grams of this and so many, and then you got to calculate and divide and add and subtract and just, so I'll just do what I can, right? But I got a bit of a headache, just a slightly. So anyway, I'm up for it. But I want to can some, and so I have it on hand. But I'm going to can them in larger jars. Yeah. And then after that is done, then tomorrow or the next day, I'll just can up the broth in quart-sized jars as well. For whatever. Just for whatever. Plus whatever chicken I can pick off the bones, because there is actually 4 legs in there. So, only because I went to a different store and I hadn't been out in months and months and months. And I didn't really need it, but, you know. I thought I was getting a deal, but actually I wasn't. I didn't realize I haven't. Oh my God. Tisha says, do you want some ham, Mom? I'm like, ham? Where's the ham? Because I don't see that well in these stores anymore, right? And she says, well, it's right here. And she's trying to pull out this little teeny weeny box like this. It's just a little box. Like, oh my God. And I said, well, how much? I don't, like, what kind of ham is that? How much is it? It's $52. $52, people. I didn't even look at the grammage in terms of weight, but my God, the box was so small. It was $52. And then I was looking for halibut pieces, right? If I would have found frozen halibut pieces or even fresh, I would have bought, right? Whether I fried them up and ate them myself with the kids or whatever. The point is, I'm looking through all the freezers. And then I come to this one freezer and I'm standing there and I'm like grabbing the bag because I can't see what's inside these bags anymore, right? Even in the house. Like, what's in this bag? I have to take things out and, right? If I can't tell by feeling what it is, I have to bring it right to my face or maybe even ask, you know. It's just, oh, it's so sad. So anyway, I'm holding this bag, right? And I'm like feeling it, saying, well, what is this, Tisha? Well, that's a pig's head, Mom. I'm like, what? Ooh, I never want a pig's head. It was a huge freaking pig's head. I thought maybe it was like ham hockers, like a ham, right? Pork shoulder, that type of ham. But no, it was a pig's head. Oh, whatever. I was in an Asian store. I spent $70 there. I bought 2 freaking jumbo carrots, a couple of things of broccoli, which at some point I'd like to cook up and put in my jars for, like, my bowls with the lids for us, right? And pre-grind up some for Amari, obviously. It just makes it so much easier. It's like Andre, he likes it. He can just come in and scoop up this and scoop up that. And he's been doing really good. Feeding him. I had him mash a banana last night and mix it in with some yogurt, and he did it. So I said, you have to, put your finger in there, make sure everything's clean, and put your clean finger in there, feel around, right? Break it up, take it out, and whatever. You can pick it off and eat it if you want, or whatever. You can't leave it in there. You have to check it really, really good each and every time. Doesn't matter. You just gobble it up, eh? Did you tell him? Mm-hmm. Yeah? He liked it, didn't he? And I'm bragging about you. How you're doing a good job.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
So I don't think I'll be able to go outside tomorrow because it's going to be raining.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be busy anyway.
Yeah.
So let me get caught up with this crap.
Yeah.
I took a detour for you, okay?
Yeah.
I'm making the chili for you.
Maybe, it depends maybe when you're done. You have to go outside later?
I don't know. It's a long day. I have to can this tonight.
Oh, to play video games?
Not like for 24 hours. I'm recording, eh?
I just want to know if I can play some video games.
For a little while.
Okay.
It'd be nice if you start tidying up that living room, though. That part we're still working on. Anyway. Yeah, I'm doing this for Andre, basically. Oh, well, obviously for myself too. But I don't know. The most expensive was the beef for $32, which I prepared wrong. I should have just made the meatballs, put it in a tray with some water, and stewed them in the water, and then degreased them after everything. Like, you know, put the water, the meatballs, everything into the bowl, into the fridge, so the grease would have came to the surface, and I would have had nice gelatin water. But I wasn't thinking. And plus, I really don't know how to use this convection oven, and it's old, and I don't even remember where I got it from. I think I found it or something, or maybe I bought it in a thrift store. It works, but I don't know how to use it, right? But if I would have put water in the tray and maybe put some tin foil over it, that would have been better. So with the pork, I just fried the pork. I didn't even bother to make meatballs. I'm tired already. And then I just put water in it, so that that's in the fridge, right? So between the, we'll say $8 for the pork. It was like, what, $11 or something, and we ate a little bit. So for what it was worth, we'll just say $7 or $8 for the pork. So we'll just say $8 for the pork, and then $32 for the beef. So $40 for meat. Yeah, because I have to calculate approximately how much this all costed, right? But some of this stuff, you know, these cans of tomatoes and stuff, well, I suppose that one, if it's good, that I bought for $1 a few years back, is still good. I guess that's how much it costed, was $1, right? I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so the stock is done. It's going to go in the fridge here, like, soon. Right? I have some chicken. That little bit of turkey that came from the freezer, whatever, not much, but I'll probably can maybe 2 jars of chicken or so, maybe 3. I can probably do at least 2, probably 3 jars of chicken with broth, and I might be able to get 4 jars of broth. It's not so bad. I like it better though when I use a whole bird. It just tastes richer, that's all. Yeah. And I already drank some because this pot's full and whatever. And now, you can see what I've done. I've washed everything. Oh boy. And we're going to make 2 batches, just so it's easier for me to try and calculate the calorie count, I suppose, per cup after it's all said and done. It's kind of monotonous, but, you know, it's no, I don't do this. I've never done it like this way before, so I'm sure I can pace myself through it just for the sake of it, right? And so now I'm going to gather up the canned beans, the canned tomatoes. We've got the beans already cooked. I just have to divide them. I don't think they're going to be enough. I may have to get 2 cans of kidney beans. I saved the juice, you can see, just in case I need it. Here are the beans. You can see that it's not a lot of beans between the pots, but I don't know how much I'm going to actually get. So, I don't think it's going to be, it might be, it will be a little more than half, more than likely, maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. Not unless I add a few more cans of beans in it, which I might. So I should probably grab them, because once I start putting things in and stuff, that's when I'm getting tired though, right? So first, and I haven't even started canning it yet. Oh my god. Keep it on low, take a nap, and get up and start canning. Right? Some of it can go in the fridge after it's all said and done, because I'm removing the meat from the fridge, and then this will go in the fridge. So I will have a bit of room for some, and some is going downstairs. 1 pot for sure will get canned. Yeah, hold on. Okay. 4:45. Alright, so I'm just going to look at the back. They're pretty much all the same in terms of calorie count. This I still have to weigh. These are fresh, obviously, right? Everything else is cans. Most of them are old, but I've tasted them. They're good. This Great Value one here is newer from this last year. This year, I suppose, maybe. It's pretty good. actually. Okay? So I just been kind of stirring this stuff around. You can see I put the peppers in there. Everything's been weighed out, right? These are equal portions. Now, I think what I'm going to do, like I've never made chili this way before. The meat I want to put in, honestly, I want to weigh out the meat, divide it in half, and then distribute it, well, definitely between the jars. So you just don't get 2 pieces of meat in one jar. That's the whole point of the exercise, right? If all you can get is 5 pieces of meat in each jar, I'm going to base it on 7 jars anyway, right? You get 5 pieces of meat because I don't think I have enough meat. I'm glad I got the pork, but even then, I don't think it's enough. So anyway, we'll get, when we get to the meat, we'll talk about the meat. Right now, this is a vegan thing, right? So we got, these ones are like the dry beans that I cooked. So I'm just going to put that in there. And then this one, it's already been divided, right? I'm going to put it in there. That's the way I'm going to do it, because I'm just tired. I don't want to be doing this crap. And then, we'll just put that down there. Yeah. Okay, and then I guess we do 1 tomato paste each anyway to start. If we need more, I have more. This is where it gets hard for me to see. But whatever, it's getting dark now. It's amazing how much a little bit of daylight can make a difference. It really does make a difference. At least for me. But not outside. I don't like going outside. It's terrible. I see better in the dark, but this light is too bright for me. But I don't see better in the dark, if that makes sense. Nothing makes sense with my eyes. Nothing. But that's okay. So I don't know. I can't really see if I'm getting it all. I suppose I could put a little bit of water in that if I wanted to. Anyway. So, should be interesting to see what the calorie count on this will be after the fact. Now I brought out 4 more cans of kidney beans, which I might do yet. 1 in each pot for sure. Maybe 2. I don't know. It's been so long since I've made chili. Okay. And then with the tomato sauce, I'm only doing half of 1 can in each for now. Because there's going to be liquid over here too, right? So about a half a can, I'd say. I'm not weighing it out. I can only guesstimate. Give or take a little bit. Right.
Hot Pockets? You want Hot Pockets?
I don't know. I have to rinse these things out anyway, so maybe I'll just rinse everything, a little bit of water poured into, and then I'll just pour it in, right? After the fact. Get this started. then, I don't know. What is this? No salt added. Diced tomatoes. Okay. So I tasted it. It's fine. I'm just going to put that in here. Okay. There's one there. What's this one? No salt, diced tomatoes. All right. That goes in there. And then this one here, I love whole can. This is a very old can that I bought on sale. Oh God, I don't even remember when. Oh, I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago for $1. Oh, yeah, maybe 3 years, 4 years ago. I have a few more of them kicking around. I really like whole tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Very good. That is very, very good. Alright. So that's that. And then I'm going to stir this around now. Now these beans, I don't know. They're cooked, but I didn't overcook them, if that makes sense.
They are much faster now.
Right? I didn't want to do that. So these here, these other tomatoes, I have to weigh them. So, actually, I should write down these things before, well, not. Anyway, okay. So now, what do we want? Can't see shit. So here's these kidney beans and the brown beans. So I'm going to start with 1 can of, these are with maple, right? I think. These are kidney. Yeah, with maple. So 1 maple, brown beans in each one, and 1 to 2 extra kidney. I have a little bit of this liquid here, to which is actually very tasty. It's very tasty. So I'm just going to add in a little bit, because it's going to simmer down anyway. Right? Yeah, I'm going to stew it for a while, because I have to rest. I still have to wash jars and get the canner out, and you know, that kind of stuff, eh? Adding that little extra liquid just kind of helps to get it, you know, I don't know. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm changing up things here a little bit. Do you see this? I made this a long time ago with my little granny meat grinder. Got a video on it. Anyway, I made them for like making Jamaican patties and that kind of crap, or meals or whatever. This is beef pork, 1 pound. When did I do this? I don't know. Ground. It's got a little bit of fat in it, so that's good. And I'm just going to plop it in there as is. It's frozen. Because I don't think I'm going to have enough meat. Honestly, I don't. And I don't want to throw Oh my god. How can I get this out of here? I don't want to throw the meatballs in there because they'll just fall apart because they're dry. And the pork is just, I want them to not lose their shape. This, I don't care. This will just make it meaty saucy. Right? Saucy. I don't know if I can get it out of the bag. Oh my god. Would help if I could see the blaze thing, but either or, it's just gonna go into the pot, frozen, and then cook. I don't think I can do this. I have to run it under some water or something. Oh my lord. Or maybe just cut the bag and be done with it. Oftentimes I'll wash the bags and reuse them. Save money, you know. Especially when you do this kind of stuff, you're always needing bags. You end up spending a lot of money just on the part of like jars, mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, vacuum sealer bags, freaking Ziploc bags, buckets, bins. Alright, that's one. So I'm just going to take this little frozen piece of ground up meat, which is beef and pork, and I'm just going to put it in there and let it just disintegrate into the sauce, which will not only add flavor, right, but it will add extra calories and it will make it a little more hearty, right? And then I've got this piece here, which I think that's what that is, something there, so I should probably try and fry that up just to see what it is. And what do you call it? Fry it up. I'm gonna use my teeth. Yeah. I still want to use my teeth. Oh my god. There we go. And then I'll just put this one into this one. There we go. And just turn that down. It's starting to smell good, but it's got a lot of tomatoes in it. Alright. So that's just going to make things a little more, I don't know, richer. And I probably will end up putting 2 cans into each pot as well as these beans yet. And Andre made some tricolor ronies or something, tolleronis or something, I don't know, pasta. So I'm going to just piece in a few of those in the jar as I'm filling up the jar, right? If you don't over inundate it with pasta, it's okay. Just for that comfort food, right? Okay, so let me get this. I think this is, because we're combining pork and beef, right? We know that. So I think this is a ground pork, from what I can tell. So I am just going to fry that up in a frying pan with some seasoning salt, and then I'll just divide it between the 2 pots. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And that will just make the sauce of the chili not only more flavorful, but just better. Unless, of course, that fries up to be something else, because it's not like I can really see what it looks like anymore. So I'll go wash my hands. I opened up this little can. No, when I don't, the only reason I buy stuff like this, those little green chilies, is because of the food prep. Well, for what it's worth, it's not that strong. It's very mild. And I have pickled banana peppers in the fridge, which can go in this. I have chilies over there. I've got chili powder over there. I've got freaking cajun powder, which is really hot, over there. So how about we just do half a can for flavor, since we've got it in my hands. That's about a half a can. It doesn't really have that much flavor. I don't know what I paid for it. All I need was a can, and I just thought it might be good to have as a backup in case shit hits the fan, and you know. Okay, so I'm going to add some shredded carrot in there as well. Not only to add flavor, this is the Chinese carrots, you know, those big ones. That's frying over there. So I already, it's just to help with the sauce, okay? And because it's sweet, it will help to offset the, what is that called? The acid from the tomatoes, right? And it helps to just, I don't know, I just, it'd be good for the sauce, all right? And then when I'm done frying that, I'll take that, whatever's there, and I'm just going to distribute it between the two as I turn these ones around and break them up, right? And you can see the pot is slowly but surely rising, right? I'll just do that. That meat is slowly unthawing in the pot as it's cooking. Sorry, wandering eye. Okay, so I'm getting near the end here, but because I put that extra meat in there, this meat that I had in the fridge, that's the pork that I bought, right? You've seen me grind it up with that old hand crank run. Here's the meatballs. I took the liquid from this. I don't really want to put it in there because if I do, it's going to make it too runny. So I'm like, okay, why don't we put it in here, because these meatballs are dry, and let them just sit for a while, and maybe they'll absorb some of the liquid. Now, mind you, that's not a lot of liquid that can go between the two pots. But I'm just going to let this sit and soak for a while, right? Because that's beef, and the way it cooked in the convection oven, they really dried out. Either or, they're still okay, right? This I'm not going to use because I already added extra. Oh, well, you can almost say 3 pounds between 3 pounds and a bit between the two pots, right? Of beef and pork. And it's good. This is now, it's good. So now I'm just adding a little bit of chili spice to it, right? That's it. I don't want to make it really hot. No. Like there's just a tad tinge. Yeah. It's creeping up on me. And then there's this one. But I have to give my mouth a rest before I taste this one so I can see how much spice is in this one, right? Because we don't eat a lot of spicy foods, eh? And hardly any salt in this. So this I'm just going to put in a clean baggie and put it in the freezer. And I guess use it for something else another day. Hold on. Okay, so now we're pushing on 15 minutes after 11 p.m. I'm trying to stay positive here. This smells so good. Andre really, 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 really likes it. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's so good. It smells so good. It tastes so good. I did a really good job. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So basically, I don't have time. You need a proper kitchen in order to fine tune on that calorie count. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I like the idea of the meatballs, but I got so pressed for time that I just threw everything in the pot and I never got a chance to weigh out the meat. But we kind of know because it's easy enough for me to calculate how many pounds, all in all, right? In a rough. I don't want to say estimate, but in a rough count, right? Because the extra meat that I put in, you can say that was at least an extra 3 pounds of meat, right? But then I ended up taking other meat that I had already cooked and put it back in the freezer. So, right? Because if I would have added that meat, I would have had to add more beans and more tomatoes and just to because you don't want it too meaty. Because this is extremely meaty. We got a really nice meaty sauce with actual meatballs, beef meatballs, and chunks of pork. So the pork wasn't in meatballs, but you know how when you fry things, right? So they were in pieces where the beef was in like the all beef, not the beef and the pork that I took from the freezer and then whatever, but the actual meatballs of the beef is nothing but beef. And there was a fair amount of them, so, but I would have preferred to divvy them up in the jars, but you know, like I've been here since, oh my God, I don't even know. I can't even remember what time I started. It was before noon anyway. So I've basically been in the kitchen for 12 hours. Almost. By the time I'm done, I won't be done because this is an hour and a half. And I got this kind of like pending headache with my eyes just, ugh. Not good. I went out yesterday. And when I go outside, I really notice the contrast in terms of what I'm used to being around in terms of lighting and how I struggle. I struggle with just trying to see with that. And then when I go outside, it's a different kind of lighting. Oh my God. It's so rough on me. But I'm managing. That's all you can do. Right? I don't want to say it's comforting to hear other people's stories in terms of the woman that I met yesterday was telling me her friend, who's 75 years old or something like that, so he's retired, right? He has this car that he restored, right? You know how people collect cars, old cars, and make them nice and shiny and stuff, and really look after them. Yeah, I guess it's his pride and joy, eh? Right? But he was informed by his eye specialist that, what do you call it? He'll be completely blind. Completely. Blind in 2 years. Where he'll see nothing. Because he has a different kind of eye disease as well as macular degeneration. So he's got two that he has combating. But the one that he's been diagnosed with now is the one that's going to really make him blind. And he's already mourning his car. And I can relate to that because I'm already mourning my pots. When I can't see no more and do this no more. I love my pots. Oh yeah, I really do. When you're on the verge of losing something, right? And you're not ready to let go. Oh my God. I don't know. Like you go into mourning. You go into mourning before you even lose it. Because, you know, there's just going to come a day when I just won't be able to do this no more because I won't fucking see it, right? Like it's stupid. But I made extra because, you know, my son cooks for us upstairs, right? So I wanted to send some down, eh? And at first, you know, I said a week ago or whatever, 5 days ago, oh yeah, I'm making chili. You want? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, finally I got to it, okay? And then I offered it to him. And then he said just a small pot. I guess he doesn't have a lot of room in his fridge or something. Either or. And then he went out. Okay, I can't worry about how many meatballs in there, right? If I had more energy, more space, I would have evenly distributed the meatballs between, that was the whole point of doing meatballs. But I'm at the point now, it's getting late, and I won't be done until like 2 o'clock in the morning because I still have to let the counter cool, and I like to take them out. I don't necessarily like to leave it in the canner overnight because they don't necessarily pop. You need the different air contrast. You need the different, you know, from hot to cold. Look at that. Oh my God. That is good stuff, people. You don't even know. I'm going to put that over there for me. Yeah. Yeah. The jars seal better. If you let them cool in the canner, I find that they don't seal, especially when you do stuff like this. When you're dealing with meats in quart-sized jars, where there tends to be maybe a little bit more grease and shit coming up through that venting process, you want your jars to be fairly hot after they are conditioned in the canner. In other words, when you're ready to take the lid off, you just crank it, and right, don't crank it and take it off because that's too much, too fast, especially when you have a lot of liquid, because you get into those vortexes, eh? Whereas if you just crank it and let it sit like that for a little while, anyway, 5-10 minutes, and then let the air in, give it another maybe a few minutes, and then take off your lid. Then take out your jars. The jars will have a better chance of sealing from hot to cool, because it's much cooler out here than it is inside the canner. I can guarantee you that. Right? So I have to stay up because by this time I get so tired after 90 minutes of standing here. I get so tired that you know, I just turn off the stove and leave the jars in the canner for the night, and I'll deal with it in the morning because I'm like so bagged by that time, right? And but no, I find that it's better to try and take them out. Now I can only do 7 jars, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then tomorrow I'm going to start early. Oh, that meatball's gone. I'm going to start early and do probably 3 more jars of this, and then the chicken, and then whatever's left will more than likely be either tomorrow in terms of the chicken broth, or the next day, which is only 30 minutes. So I have to can tomorrow. I really have no place for these jars, but eventually in the next week or two I'll be getting up into my bedroom and working on taking out. I've just been having to think about it, right, and really make a plan, because it's going to be a lot of work. And take out more fabric, and I have stuff over there that should have went downstairs, but it didn't, in terms of food storage, right, like beans and rice and that kind of stuff, already in Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, and in boxes. It's just, you know how it is, right? So before I stress anybody else downstairs, or even myself for that matter, I can just take the fabric off my bed that's up by the wall and put that food in there, which would be perfect. Right? It would be perfect in terms of my room is cool, right? Nobody needs to get into it for any length of time. It can sit there for a year or two or whatever it is. It's not a big deal, right? It's all preserved in terms of being in the Mylar bags with the oxygen absorbers, and so you know it's good to go, right? And then it gives me an opportunity to pull out my fabric and I don't know, try and sort it out to one degree or another, I suppose, and then figure out how to try and sell it. This stuff is so good, you want every little bit. Oh yeah, you don't even know. I so want to lick the spatula like it's cake, but I can't. When I was younger, not that I'm that old, because I'm not, I'm only 62, but you definitely feel the difference because, oh, I don't know, when Uncle John was around, he'd be going to bed by now, saying, I'll see you later, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just, you know, I gotta finish it. He'd come out at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'd still be here with the canner. He'd say, you didn't go to bed yet? I'll be like, no, I'm not. Got videos on that too, people. No. I wouldn't get to bed till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning after doing this shit. Right? Because, you know, when you do stuff like this, it's hard to make it and then put it in the fridge, especially when you got like 2 big pots going like that. I mean, there's, and then throw in the chicken stock in there yet. And like, Shelly talking about declutter. Yeah, I know. That's what I need to do. I'm working on it. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling out fabric and moving things around. And I told Tisha yesterday when she took me out, you know, you got to get up into my room. I have shoes that I have never worn, people, and I told her I want to sell them because, you know, unless I wear them in here after I clear out the kitchen, do a little ooh la la. But you know, it's like as if anyone's paying attention to that, right? But yeah, no, like, you know, I just don't want to die, just die, and then have my shoes just willy-nilly be passed around when, you know, I could make a few dollars on them, because some of those shoes, I've been in this house, working in this yard, doing whatever I've been doing all these fucking years, I haven't had a chance to wear them. But I don't have, oh my lord, I don't have, the stamina like I used to. No. No, I don't. So, but I'm keeping really good time right now. I told Andre, the next time we do this, well, I do this or whatever, somebody has to stay with Amari, right? And right now, you know, with the way everything is, it's just better if I do it, get it done with, and this way we know we have it, right? And, you know, Markane said, 2 big pots. Why did you make 2 big pots? I said, well, I don't know. Other than, I'm going to can some because I wanted, you know, for Andre. I don't want to rely on chunky soup. I don't. I look into their ingredients. I know where they're getting their calories from. From the oils and from the you know, the soya and the wheat and that kind of stuff. We're mine? We got some serious meat in these jars, people. Like, and I highly recommend put shredded carrot. That worked out so good. It's a nice natural thickener where the heat can travel through it. Because wheat, you can't really can with wheat, right? But I told Andre, yeah, next time we do this, we'll do the Texas barbecue beef. It can't be that hard. And I'll make my own barbecue sauce. I won't use one that's already pre-made. I'll make my own with brown sugar and Yeah, and I'll go out of my way with love and maybe even put a little bit of molasses or something into it. That would be nice, I would think. So tonight it's 7 jars. What is that noise? I don't know what that was. Oh, it's the cat. It's the cat licking the pot. Oh my God, you're gonna get upset stomach, cat. So yeah, I might only get 1 or 2 jars tomorrow because Andre's gonna want to eat. I haven't even had a bowl yet. And this is so good, I wouldn't be surprised if my son doesn't come upstairs and say, "Do you have any more? That was so good." And he got a lot of meatballs too. Oh yeah. But yeah, I think the next time I do this, in a couple of months from now, after I'm done sorting out some fabric and moving things around and getting this food that's been sitting here for months in boxes, in Mylar bags, out of my kitchen, so I can declutter and finish up with these costumes that are sitting over there that need to be washed. Tisha said, you know, I'm asking her to help me. Well, all you want me to do is move boxes, empty boxes, is that. And it's not that I want her to move empty boxes. You know, I've been saying it for years. Well, just help me to do what needs to be done, and we can start selling off some of this stuff. And all those empty boxes that you're complaining about, you know, when we need to pack up a costume that takes a big glass box like that, we got them. Whatever, they don't understand none of that crap. Nope. Okay, now this is the hard part. Where's the spoon? This one's a little low. And remember, give this stuff time to drop. Give it a little shake. Let it drop. Okay, let it settle and then top off. This is so good. Oh yeah. This is what I need to be doing if I'm going to spend money on this kind of stuff in terms of like chunky soups with the quote-unquote beef and, you know. Okay, here's the spoon. Yeah, because it's, you know, it's just, but it's so hard for me to see these days, people. Like, it's not even funny. I don't know. It's sad in so many ways. I don't know what my life is going to lead to after the fact. I just don't know. I mean, it's bad enough I mourn my kids, and I mourn for Uncle John still after all these years. Every day. Yeah, and I tell him, you only left for a little while. Right? You know, you're not far away. It's just a matter of time before I see them again, right? They're on a holiday or something. This is so hard. Oh, you don't even know how much I want to put that in my mouth. I'm doing a 1-inch headspace. You gotta be careful what you read on the internet. This camera's gonna blink out, although I did recharge it. Because, one, I just like to top off, right? Like, just reinforce, read quickly, you know, headspace. You know, well, anytime it's meat, it's 90 minutes for sure, so that's always a given, right? What do you call it? One person wrote down a 1/4-inch headspace. And I read that and I'm like, no, that can't be right. That's not right. Because with this stuff, the way it is, all that shit will go underneath your lid as it's siphoning out, and the chance of your lid staying sealed is very small, right? Whereas if you go 1 inch, even up to 1.25 inch headspace. Anything that's being spit up from, you know, as it's cooking, you know how, you know, venting, right? Right? It won't be so apt to get underneath your lid. Right? So a 1 inch, at least a 1 inch headspace. Now, I've been coping with this pretty good today because I've kind of had I don't know, a bit of a headache. Uh-oh, that's a meatball. We just want sauce right now. And the sauce is so good. And I kind of contribute that to the carrots. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of contribute that to the carrots. Okay. So I guess I should turn off this camera. I might have to take a flashlight to this. Oh my Lord. This is so good, this stuff. It smells really good with it. Alright, I think I'm good. So, this is where we're at. We've got the 7 jars. Oh my God. There we go. We've got the 7 jars of chili. Not real hot and spicy, but enough where you get the bite and then it kind of fades away fairly quickly, and that's exactly what I wanted. If people want more spice, it's easy enough to add, right? In terms of that chili bite, right? So I just have to give them a few more minutes just to settle down, wipe the rims, make sure everything's at about 1 inch or so. And then this is what's left. Right? You can see that. And my son had, oh, I don't know, a medium-sized pot filled to the brim. That's what he asked for, fill it to the brim. So Andre made sure it was full. And my son got a lot of meatballs. And I'm gonna have one of these for myself, but I'm kind of hyper right now. Right? So I don't want to eat yet, because if I eat, I'll get sluggish. That's what will happen. I'll get sluggish. And I'll want to lay down and just crash, and I can't do that. So as it's canning, because I am tired, I bought myself a bucket. Put the handle on it. I'm just going to wash a little bit, because I have to be here for 90 minutes anyway. Or maybe I'll just have another coffee. Oh yeah, I bought some stuff to make do-it-yourself craft projects, so I can try and liquidate on some of my crafts that I have around the house. Not all of them, but some of them, that's for sure. So I'm gonna make little dream catcher kits and that kind of stuff. And then have Andre try and sell them online, right? So I haven't opened up the box. It just came in the mail today. It was my last big spend of 2024. Alright, because I don't want to spend that much money in 2025. I just want to pay my bills down, my credit cards, and just pay my rent. Right? And you know, remove a few things from my life, hopefully with a little bit of change coming in and some experience for Andre versus just chucking it and letting it be a free-for-all. So I just do just some vinegar, right? I'll clean these lids. Oh, I need to check this first though. Oh, come on. I can even see it like this. Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, some of these they're dropping. Oh, I'll be back. Okay, so here we go. It's like, I don't know, maybe 20 to 1 in the morning, like the good old days. Uncle John might be saying, well, I think I'll have another coffee. I'll be like, yeah, I think so. And then we talk for a while. But at the end of the day, he'd go to bed, and I'd be here till 6 o'clock in the morning. He'd come out, and he'd be like, you still out here? 7 in the morning. Yeah. You haven't gone to sleep yet? No. Yeah. Sometimes when you're canning, it comes down to that, especially when you do stuff like this, right? Yeah. It's okay. So anyway, I'm almost at the end of this video. It's a long video, obviously. And I broke down and I took 2 Tylenol. Because I had this ping, 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 and my eyes have been kind of like this. And so anyway, tomorrow I will attempt to yeah, see, my eyes are just, they're like, I will attempt to calculate a general consensus on, hold on a minute. On how much grammage or milliliters of tomatoes and beans and anything that I use in the can. And then we'll calculate in a really rudimentary way the calorie count, because I ain't gonna get it down pat. No, it's not. You need a more you need a more functioning kitchen to narrow it down like that. So in the meantime, and that will be the end of the video, right? So this now is coming to the end, and like I said, you know, I'm trying to declutter, but before I just chuck everything out, I gotta figure out a way to make it interesting to maybe entice people to buy something. Right? Spend a little quality time with my grandkids, putting together little do-it-yourself, little craft projects, with dream catchers being one of them. Yeah. And because I was a costume maker for strippers for years, right, I collected a lot of jewelry, fake jewelry, just jewelry in general, that could be made into necklaces and that kind of stuff, or maybe bracelets or something, right? So, oh my God. So, like I said, I just went off and I bought the first starter kit. And I'm going to teach Andre how to set up books around that initial purchase in terms of this kind of stuff. What this is, obviously I was venting, now I have to get it to kind of somewhat, but even still you can't really leave the can, or you know, some people wait for this to jiggle, and it's got to be over 15 psi for that little thing to start jiggling, but I don't always hear it, you know. Especially if you get distracted or something. Well, I don't even chance it. Right? This is for jewelry and whatnot. It's a chain. Obviously very small little loops. So we're going to take a look at what I ordered, because some of it came, well, I think all of it came in. And then I ordered 25 pounds of cherry crystal drink Oh, it better be good. I paid like $100 for it and some change. And then I ordered an 11-pound bag of arrowroot powder, and then another 6 more bags. I think at 2 pounds a bag or 1 pound a bag. I don't know. Of more arrowroot powder. If you notice what I'm ordering here, in terms of, there's not too many things that I'd want to order outside of maybe some more farro wheat. Yeah. But I don't need that right now. I'm getting the arrowroot for to end up making a lot of arrow cookies, to 1 degree, arrow almond cookies, arrow something, arrow something something. For Amari, because arrowroot is easy to digest. Not only is it good for constipation, but it's actually quite good for diarrhea, either or, because it's a food that is good for the gut. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. And I stocked up on it. Because there's not much more of anything that I really need. So, outside of, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with some of this stuff. It's so hard, you know, because I'm so busy with everything else. I don't have a lot of time for this kind of stuff. But anyway, let's have some fun. Now, I always save paper, right? I fold it up, make it nice and flat, and fold it up. I'll do that later. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, I'll need it for wrapping. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a few things in here I can't really see. But, okay, I had to get little baggies. So that's what these are. Now, for what I paid for this shit, I was suspicious about this. I thought I'd give Amazon a chance versus going to the dollar store. These ones, I should have went to the dollar store for. This size, maybe what I paid for it is somewhat reasonable compared at the dollar store. But that's what happens when you can't get out very often, you know? You end up having to pay a little more to have things brought to you, because I'm sure I could have gotten those ones cheaper at the dollar store. Okay, that's alright. I kind of suspected that. And then I had to order some rings. Right. I wasn't too impressed with the size of them, but I ordered what I could find anyway. Let's see what it looks like. The camera's going to probably blink out. Yeah. If it blinks out, I'll come back tomorrow, okay? Yeah, because I got to stand here. And, like I said, I'll try and get a general idea. All I know is that whatever's inside my jar is a whole lot of meat with a whole lot of calories. And corn. Yeah, it was very good. So we got these gold ones. I ordered 2 of those. I like the color gold. I'm not in the mood to be spray painting, so I just got those. Looks like maybe 1 box? No, I think there's 2. Yeah, 2. So that's good. Got those. And then we've got these ones. They look like they might be gold too. I can't really tell. Do you see how annoying this is? Yeah, I think those are gold as well. They look like it. Those ones are bigger, so that's nice. 2 of those. That's nice. What else we got? Some of this stuff is useless for me because I can't see. I can't, I don't even know how I'm gonna manage putting the things together. I lost those boxes already. Do you see how easy it is for me to misplace things? Oh my God. Where did it go? Because things blend together. I can't see definitely, and everything's so close. Oh, here we go. Sweet, right? And then, now I know I have these kind of things around the house. Okay, this is another chain. A gold one. This one, I guess, is silver. So one is gold, one is silver. If you go with the silver, you get more footage. If you go with the gold, it's less. And then this, see, stuff like this, I can't see it no more. I bought it though. Maybe somebody else might want to do it. I don't know. Yeah. If I get Andre started on this stuff, you know, making jewelry and stuff like that. I have studs, everything. A lot of rhinestones. Yeah, you don't even know. But looking pretty small to me. I can barely see it. I'll be lucky to be able to use these. But if you're making things, you kind of need them. So I bought them. Right. And we know the next time I go to the dollar store, I'm picking up at least these ones. And probably even the other size there. Okay. That's another bag here. We're gonna put that little. Where is that? Where is that? Jeez, I'm already lost it. I'll put that in here. I don't want it. I don't want that to open up on me and have it everywhere. Now we got another box. We're gonna look inside that box. Yeah. So let me come back with it. Hold on. All right. And like I got ribbon and feathers and all kinds of stuff, man. You don't even know. You know, I've had kids for years and years and years, like my kids and everything, right? I have quilting that I did when I was pregnant with Brooks, for crying out loud, in a red suitcase with all the patterns and the books and the things that I sewed by hand to make a quilt by hand, right? There's just a special technique for that, eh? I'm just saying. Look, these are nice. Look, that's nice. That's a 10-inch. Those are nice. I like that size. Right. So it looks like I got 3 of those, so that's good. That's very good. This might be the better box to leave this stuff in here. That won't fit in there. Oh no, it does. That fits there. So I don't know. Something's heavy in here. I don't know what the hell this is. And then we've got a pack of those. Right. And then something else. I said to heck with it. Just be done with it, right? Get it over with. You know, it's your little startup kit. Now I have quite a few of these miscellaneous little things around the house. Don't ask me where they are. I haven't been in my sewing room forever, but I'm sure I can find 1 or 2 or 3. Anyway, I got a little set so that, you know, hopefully Andre will get involved with that. That's the pliers, the different types of pliers. Depending on what you're doing. So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna be in here by at least 1 o'clock. I'm only doing one canning session tomorrow. And if there's anything left over, it will be the next day. And it will be just broth. That's all it will be. I want to get it done early. So this is heavy. I don't know what's in it. It's already been compromised or something. Whew. Just rocking back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. It's making my head go wing, wing. But no regrets. That chili's really good. And now that I got the chili out of the way, I'm looking forward to Texas barbecue beef with some molasses. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll even use some maple syrup. Yeah. Maybe. What is this? Talk about plastic bags. I don't know how much I paid for this, but I got a whole bloody box full. These are the bags. Now this was a good deal. This I can say was a good deal because I know I didn't pay that much for these things. Maybe 20 bucks, 30 bucks, no more than that. You couldn't buy this in the dollar store for that amount of money. No way. It compensates for those little dinky things that were sent to me that were probably bought at the dollar store and then repackaged and resold on Amazon. Ah, you gotta watch out for that shit. Some of these people are shady on Amazon. Yeah. But I don't know if and when I'll ever get to the dollar store. So I just gotta get on it. Don't see whatever it is to be a burden compared to a blessing in disguise. It's like money in the bank. Look how nice that is. That's a nice size bag. Very nice size bag. I got a lot of junk jewelry, and little miscellaneous craft things and stuff. Oh yeah. The only thing is, how the hell do you sell it online? Does it even make sense to try and sell it? This box is. I will show you this box. Look how much is there compared to those two little. I mean, what the hell was those two little things in here? Like, what is this? You can buy this at the freaking dollar store. And this was vacuum sealed. They went to the dollar store, bought some shit from the dollar store, and repackaged it for themselves. I got ripped off here. But I got a good deal here. That's a really good deal. Now that motivates me. Alright. So then tomorrow I will just double check, make sure everything came in the mail for this part of stuff, and that's enough to get me started. And I'm going to get a little ShaMay to help me, and Kyrie can help with certain things, right? You know, I don't know if Tisha will be there. She'd just rather go and be by herself and leave me with the kids. So, but she might. You never know. I'll let the kids make something for themselves and they can take it home. Yeah. Oh. Oh my Lord. How long do I have to go? Oh, another 54 minutes. Alright, so I'm standing here basically for 54 minutes. I thought I'd get the bucket of water and start washing, but I'm exhausted. So I'm going to make myself a coffee. That's what I'm going to do. And I suppose I could bring those cans out here and maybe just... There you go. Maybe I'll work on this. I'll bring the cans and I got my flashlight. We'll just see what we can do about this. So when I'm done, so tomorrow I'll come back with a few numbers, not a whole lot, but enough to give us an idea. I'm already thinking with the amount of meat that I put in it in combination with the corn, not to mention the beans, because the beans are high in calorie too, right? Because I added in an extra beans. I added Romano beans, a can of, because I ran out of kidney beans, right? And not only did I cook my own kidney beans, but I added extra canned kidney beans. I think 3 cans per pot. And then when I added in more meat, I needed more beans, right? So then I just added in the Romano beans. Plus we've got the, what do you call those things? Navy beans. Right? So it's almost like a 3-bean chili, right? We would just jump the I'd probably put those jars at, oh my God, I don't know, a lot of calories. Hold on. Do you know how much math this would require? Honestly, people, no disrespect here, but I just don't know if I want to do this because, you know, I'm kind of tired and I got other things to do here and my head kind of hurts. So for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, it's 20 calories. I don't know how many that's 30 mil. So, okay, patience is a virtue, right? All right. So if it's 30 grams, 30 grams. All right. How many, but they screw you around though, right? Because they got 156 mil, which is different than grams. Through conversion. It's not that cut and dry. I don't think so. So 30, I don't know, 2 tablespoons is 20 calories. So how many total calories is in the can? I don't think so. I think I have to go to the computer and convert 156 milliliter into grams, which will be, because they're doing it by volume, not by weight. 156 millimeter is by volume, where 30 grams is by weight. Okay? Big difference. Not a huge difference, but it's a difference. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So even if I was to go 156 milliliter divide by 30 grams equals what? 5.2 what? What does that mean? I wouldn't know how to calculate this. That's the thing. I have to go back to school. Right? I'm thinking I might have to go to the computer and convert the milliliters into grams in order to be able to do what I'm doing here. Like this one here. Okay, 125 milliliters. So this one, they made it easy for me. Okay? What do they have it listed on the front? 398. Okay, so beans. We won't worry about... Okay, so let's just see this. This is... Alright. So, 398 mil. for a half a cup at 125 mil equals 90 calories. All right. So you take the 398 because we're working with mils. So 398 divide by 125 equals 3.18 equals 3.18 times 90 calories equals 286 calories. So one can is 286 calories. And I'm sure, I know I did 2 for sure. I think I did 3 of these per pot. Alright, so that was easy. Okay? And then we'll do the navy beans. These ones. I only put 1 can in each one. I could have done 2. So here we're looking at 398 mil. Half a cup is 125. Only in this situation, you're looking at 160 calories. It's not because of the bean though, people. It's because of the sugars. Okay? This one was just canned basically in water, where this one was sweetened with sugar and all that crap. Okay? That's why it's so high. Where the only sugar that I put into this was at best 2 teaspoons per pot, just to offset the acidity of the tomato, to take the bite off the tomato with the acid, right? That's what sugar does, neutralizes. But the carrot did the job. Oh yeah. And not only that, but it made the sauce smoother and just thicker, naturally, without any flours. Okay? So we're looking at the same number, 3.8, so beans, so this is navy beans. Okay? So we already figured out that, so 3.8. So we're doing that again, but with a higher calorie count this time. 3.18. 18, yeah. Ooh, it's dropping. Fuck, man, I hate that when it does that. And then times, what was it for calories? 160 calories. Because there's a half a cup. It's the same ratio. It's just higher calorie count because of the sugars. Times 160 calories equals, there's 508 calories in the can. Equals 508, oops, bring that down here, 508 calories for the can. Okay? There we go. So we did those two anyway. Those are done. Right. We did this one. What about this one? And you have to remember, these were all old cans. The only new can that I had was the Great Value tomato sauce. That was it. And I couldn't find that. I'll look for that later when I'm not pressured to stand here. This camera, if it kicks out, well, I'll see you tomorrow. So 796 mils. So diced tomatoes. Diced tomatoes. Okay. So 796 mil. 796 mil. A half a cup is 125 mil. Okay, 125 mil. So what you do is you divide the 796, oops, clear that, 796 divide by 125 mils equals am I doing this right? 6.37. Yeah. Equals 6.37. Alright. So that's how many half cups we have in this can, okay? With the volume, that is. And then it's for every half a cup is 25 calories. So now you take that 6.57 and you multiply that by 25 equals 159 calories for the can. Sure, it's right on my counter. Oh my god. 159 cal. Alright. Oh my lord. Okay. And each pot got 1 can of those each. Yep. And then we had the 1 whole can, which is over there with the whole tomatoes, right? So there's the beans. So the tomato sauce is different, or the tomato paste is different. 156 mil. In here they've got it. Oh wait, no, 30 mil. 30 mil. Oh, okay, we can do that one. We can do tomato paste. I didn't see that. So we're looking at what was it? 156? Yeah. 156 divide by 30 mil. Okay, so we clear 156 divide by 30 equals 5.2. 5.2, and then times 20, because there's 20 calories for every 30 mils, right? Times 20 equals 104 calories for the can. Okay? So now I just have to get the tomato paste. Oh yeah, and then we've got these ones. And I'm going to double count the cans because I'm sure I put 3 of these kidney beans. I wiped them out. I bought those ones on sale a long, we're talking years and years and years and years ago, and they were perfectly fine. Okay, I'm just saying. You save stuff like this, if you save it for 50 years, people see it as a collector's item. Maybe I should do that. She's gone nuts. She's selling canned empty cans now. All right. Because I didn't have any more, and I added extra meat, I needed more beans. So I settled for this one, which was on sale as well several years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Because I remember Andre being small, buying these at Safeway and places like that as they were liquidating. Yeah, they were liquidating. Or maybe this was at Nestor's before it changed. Okay, so anyway, these are 540. $540. Boy, oh boy, this, I hate it when it's bouncing around like this. 540. Half a cup is 125. Divide by 125. Okay? So 540, yeah. Divide by 125 equals 432, like 4.32, right? And what's the calorie count on it? 130. So now we multiply that by 130 times 130 for calories for every half a cup equals 561 calories. Do you see how this is going to be per cup? The calorie count per cup on my food is going to be way up there. Like I'm putting it between 7 to 900 per cup with the meat and the beans and the corn. Yeah. Because I put a lot of meat in there. But how do I get to that number? Well, you can see I'm working on it, right? Alright, so leave that with me, and I'll just come back in the morning and we'll just take a boo at these jars, see if what sealed, what didn't seal, and hopefully I'll have at least some kind of number in a roundabout kind of way, and it might motivate you to go out there and start doing this for yourself and your family, because honestly, I think that's just the best way to go about things. Okay, so for one pot, I'm almost done. I got 6 more minutes left. Yay! Okay, so for one pot, just with the cans, between the tomato paste, the sauce, which was only 1 can divided into 2 pots, the beans, whether they're kidney, Romano, or navy, and the chilies, diced tomatoes, whole tomato. Just with that, I came to the conclusion that it was a total of 2,258 calories. Now that's basic raw calories outside of, in terms of, they're not empty calories. Outside of maybe the sugars, quote unquote, that were in the navy beans with the, Heinz baked maple navy beans. The reason it jumped up so high with that was because of the sugar, but if I decide, I already decided, when I get a chance to make the Texas barbecued beef, I will look for my panela sugar, which has actually magnesium in it, and it's a better quality sugar than white sugar or brown sugar. Although I would still use molasses. So I'd use molasses, I'd use vanilla sugar, and I might even top it off with a bit of maple, either syrup or sugar, in combination with soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and some garlic and that kind of stuff, right? To make my own barbecue sauce. And some tomato paste, maybe. So, when you think about it, it's not a lot of calories, but that's to be expected, because that's just a tomato, and you don't get a lot of calories from tomatoes. Where you're going to get your calories from is, one, your beans, which obviously jumped it up, and your meat and your corn. Right? You're not going to get very much from the peppers. Now, before I can follow through on those ones and try and figure out a calorie count on them, I'm going to go on Canadian Superstore, look under their ingredients and nutrients section, and see if I can calculate, or Google it anyway, either or, and see if I can calculate approximately how much calories I'm getting with the amount of meat that I put in, which I can basically narrow down to a good estimate. And the corn is easy enough to figure out, and the peppers, you're not going to get a lot of calories there, but you're going to get your nutrients, though. You see, that's the thing, right? And I'd say per cup, I mean, like, I'd like to have bragging rights, right? Oh yeah, it's like 800 calories of good quality food in 1 cup. No, I don't think so. You maybe might be able to get, I don't know, 400, maybe 500 calories per cup. If I can do that with the Mari and get 600 and some odd calories with the Mari per cup, I can do this with this. I'm just using different food groups. That's all. And if you can get your food up to that level with good quality nutrients, then you'll be rocking. Yeah. Oh my Lord. Okay, so I will try and do that tomorrow before I start canning. And then I can finish this video.